basic schematic of a laser cavity. Some of the laser light of course goes out, and this is our useful radiation. All right. Now all of the photons that are coming out, or the photons that are inside the medium, they have a certain quantum state. They have a certain quantum state. Now they are bosons, and we all know that if you have two fermions or two electrons, they cannot be in the same state. Because they are fermions, because of the Pauli exclusion principle, they cannot be in the same state. Agreed? But bosons can be in the same state. Bosons, in fact, prefer to be in the same state. So now we have a single photon, and by stimulated emission it becomes two photons. We have two photons after one step of the amplification. In the second step we have four photons. And all four of these photons are in the same quantum state. There is no difference between these photons. They are in the same quantum state. So all the photons that are contributing to laser action, they have the same amplitude, they have the same phase, they're moving in the same direction. So this is a state, a quantum state, which is occupied by a large number of photons. And photons, we know that if there is one photon in one boson in a state, another boson wants to come into that state, the boson welcomes it. Okay? So if you have a state and a boson lives in that state, and another boson wants to come into that state, this boson will welcome it. And they want to join together and make a two boson state. Now you have two bosons. A third boson wants to come into that state. The two bosons will welcome the third incoming boson. In fact, the probability increases. So the probability increases by, if you get one photon, there's a probability that you get two photons. There's a probability that you get four photons. The probability keeps on increasing. So once, this is just like some social movement. पहला झंडा बुलंद करने वाले बहुत कम लोग होते हैं किसी तहरीक में, लेकिन एक दफा झंडा बुलंद हो जाए, दो तीन लोग जमा हो जाएं, फिर उसके इर्द गिर्द 20 लोग इकट्ठे होते हैं, फिर 20 लोगों के इर्द गिर्द 100 लोग इकट्ठे होते हैं, जब 100 लोग इकट्ठे होते हैं फिर 1000 लोग इकट्ठे होंगे, 1000 लोग इकट्ठे होते हैं फिर 1 लाख लोगों का जमा हो जाना आसान है. So this is bosonic behavior. That is, there is one photon, it welcomes additional photons, and as soon as the state grows, the number of photons in the state grows, it becomes easier and easier to welcoming more photons. So this is how light amplification occurs, and we've already discussed this when we were talking about Bose-Einstein condensates. All right. So there were a few questions.
What is the quantum state of the mirror that keeps on reflecting the produced boson entry? Because it also consists of some quantum state. So what is the basic property that keep on reflecting the produced amplified thing into it?
अच्छा, इन्होंने ये सवाल पूछा कि ये जो मिरर है इसकी क्या क्वांटम स्टेट है. दरअसल देखो, ये quantum behavior and lasing operation. We cannot use classical mechanics to explain lasing operation. Agreed? Now what about the laser? What about the mirror? The mirror is not a quantum object. It's a classical object. Okay? It's big, it's macroscopic, large size का mirror है. Of course the atoms are made up of small, the atoms which make the mirror, they are described quantumly, but we are taking a classical property of a mirror, that is, it reflects certain light. So we're not exploiting any quantum property of the mirror here. It's just a classical object which is a reflecting light. We can write a matrix for the mirror, a reflection matrix. Photon comes in, it moves in the opposite direction. So it's a purely classical object. All right. So we will finish in 15 minutes. So the last thing that we will talk about today is the gain coefficient. It's a bit technical. Suppose we have two mirrors. The area of each mirror is A, and they are separated by a distance dz. Now light of a certain intensity comes in. The intensity of the light is I at a distance z. This is point z, this is z plus dz. And light of a certain intensity goes out. The intensity of the outgoing light is Iz plus dz. So if amplification occurs in this medium, which means the output intensity has to be greater than the input intensity. This is what we expect of a light amplifier. This is what we expect of the active medium inside the laser. Alright. Now the volume of this cavity we all know is A dz. So there are atoms inside this medium. This is the active medium. Now what is the energy absorbed in the medium? The energy absorbed in the medium will be equal to the Einstein coefficient B, which is the absorption coefficient, rho omega, Na, the population in the lower energy level, A dz, times the volume, because all of this is with respect to, this is energy per unit volume. So this is the total energy absorbed inside the medium. Now Na and Nb are the two levels between which transitions are taking place. Okay? So we have Na and Nb. These are the lasing levels. Okay? So now we're using a different nomenclature. These are the lasing levels. इनके दरमियान lasing transition हो रही है. This is the total energy absorbed inside the medium and the total energy emitted or released by the medium. ये क्या होगी? Forget about spontaneous emission. Right, same expression with an Nb. B rho omega Nb A dz. So the net energy emitted will be the difference of these. B rho omega A dz Nb minus Na. B rho omega A dz delta n. let's write NB minus NA as delta N. The population of the higher state minus the population of the lower state. But we also know that if this distance is small, this intensity has to be Iz plus right, the Taylor series. So the net energy emitted by the lasing medium, the net energy emitted is given by B rho omega A dz into delta N, and this has to be equal to partial I partial Z dz times A. Because intensity is per unit area, you have to multiply it with the area as well. So, किसने पूछा? ये समझ आ गया? ये नहीं समझ आया? ये देखो. This is the intensity of the radiation that comes in. This is the intensity of the radiation that goes out. What is the additional energy that goes out? It's this term. But this is intensity is per unit area. So you have to multiply this with unit area to get the energy. Okay? So we equate the two sides. As a result, we get this. Partial I over partial Z equals B rho omega delta N. But what is B? B is simply, let's look at that expression. Pi square C cube H bar omega cube A. The Einstein coefficients. Therefore, P rho omega delta N pi square C cube H bar omega cube. Now A is the inverse of the lifetime. Get a tau here. So we can write this as di over dz. Alright. Now this is the energy density. The intensity of light is related to the energy density by this formula into the velocity of light. This is energy, you multiply it with the speed, you get the intensity. Energy per unit volume, multiply it with the speed, you get the dimensions of intensity, which is energy per unit area per unit time. Agreed? So we can write this as rho omega. What is the velocity of light inside the cavity? C. In fact, C divided by N, the refractive index of the cavity. So let's put this expression for the intensity. Rho omega becomes I N over C. N is the refractive index of the cavity. So we have dI over dz equals delta N pi square C cube N H bar omega cube C tau I.